Hey everyone, welcome to Infinite Realms. Today I'm going to review WWE Shinsuke Nakamura in his King gimmick. Okay, so I really know more about Shinsuke Nakamura from his time in Japan when he fought AJ Styles there. They brought that over to the US. They had some matches. There were some good matches, nothing like what they had in Japan. I thought the Japan matches were much better. I really just kind of watched those after AJ kind of just disappeared off the face of the earth because he was the one thing that got me watching TNA. And I was like, who is this guy? I mean, he's kind of interesting. And I enjoyed those matches a great deal. I thought they were very good. I think Shinsuke Nakamura may be a little better than what Vince is letting him be, and I find that is not uncommon with Japanese superstars. I wonder about that because, I mean, there's been plenty of great Japanese superstars in the World Wrestling Federation and World Wrestling Entertainment who did not ultimately shine the way I personally think they should. So it begs the question, what's going on there? And am I calling it racism? I'm not saying the word, but that needs to be addressed because it is strange when you think about it. It's sort of like, hey Vince, how come you don't have an African American champion? Oh, well, we'll finally give it to The Rock. Okay, and a few others since then. Booker T, Kofi Kingston. A few of them get it. I do think, I'm not trying to do that, more minorities thing, but I'm also trying to say what's real. And to me, what's real is there seem to be wrestlers that should have gotten that time in the top spot and did not, and the reason they didn't, I mean, what other reason is there? It seems strange to me that it's always someone who isn't white. I mean, I said this about Rob Van Dam for the longest time, and then suddenly Van Dam was world champion. Now he did screw that up. Okay, fair. But the point is, Van Dam eventually did get it. So, how many guys have we said that about? Do they eventually get that spot? There are some that don't. Yeah, that's true. They're white people. So, it's not universal. So, at the same time though, the proportions seem odd to me. It's noticeable. So I'm just saying it. And, I think Shinsuke is one of those guys that should be better featured. Should he be the world champion? I don't think so. I think he's just shy of that world championship caliber. He's close. I mean, he's damn close. But he's not quite there. So, I can see why he hasn't gotten it. But he should be higher up on the card, I think, than he is. And he should be given much more to do than he is. So, when I see a wrestler held back, and I notice that people from the same nationalities or skin colors are also being held back, I can't help but say something. Especially if they're really good. I mean, it seems like, now, don't get me wrong, Shinsuke's had belts. And I mean, of course, at this point, some of those belts have lost meaning. But at least he has had championships. So I can't say, he's been 100% held back. But, I always point to Shelton Benjamin. That's a guy I think should have had a world title. And the best he ever got was the Intercontinental title. multiple times, lots of times, but just Intercontinental title. I think he had the potential to be a great champion. If you doubt that, watch his match with Triple H. When Triple H was unstoppable, Shelton was on fire in that match. That was when I was convinced Shelton will be world champion one day. And it never happened. So, could the same happen for Shinsuke Nakamura? I don't know. But let me talk about the figure. It's a good figure. I like it. It's a good representation. It's Shinsuke. It's it's one of those figures you're like, he's kind of one of those guys you look at and go, I don't know about this guy. He looks kind of weird. Then you see him in the ring and it's like, oh, okay, he's kind of cool. After a while, you just got to watch him a few times. I feel the same way about AJ Styles sometimes because you just have to see him to get it. I mean, if you watch him enough in some high caliber matches, you get it. And I feel the same about Shinsuke. I would invite anyone who doesn't like Shinsuke Nakamura to go watch his matches in Japan. He had some knockdown dragouts, and he did fight Muda on his in his last tour. So that's an honor. I mean, that's Muda, the great Muda. I mean, when he went out, he wanted to have a bout with Shinsuke. That's saying something. That your caliber's pretty high when Muda wants to make sure he goes out having one bout with you. So I think that should say a lot about Shinsuke Nakamura. So again, this is a good figure. I like the crown. I like that gimmick. It was kind of funny and fun. So, and funny and fun can be just fine with a character. You can do that and then later do something else. But Booker T handled it well too. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that is entertaining. I mean, it's fun, and not everybody can be the world champion at the same time. People have to have something to do. So, I'm hoping when Shinsuke comes back from this, he gets some recognition and some due for the fact that he's a good wrestler and he deserves a little bit better push and better treatment. Again, great figure, like it. I'll give it 4.5 stars. I think it's a really good Shinsuke Nakamura figure. I'm going to wrap it up for Infinite Realms now. Don't forget to like and subscribe.